Can you explain what is meant by the heart with a capital H, as mentioned by Ramana Maharishi? Apparently the self is found there, if I recall correctly. So what is the heart? The heart is the self. It's quite confusing because often the heart is spoken of as being the seat of the self, or the container deep within us somewhere, as if there's this kind of cavity or container within us where you'll find the self. But Ramana makes it very clear that the heart is the self. But because you can't really talk about it, because you can't really speak about the self in any accurate way, or actually in any meaningful way, all speech pertains to duality, and the self is non-dual. You just can't put it into words, and you don't really need to, because it's all there is, and it's what you are. But the hridam, or heart, is the self. It's just the synonym, another way of saying the self. That's it. And it's another way of saying you. It's what you are. There's a one of the main utterances of the Vedas is this phrase or mantra, aham brahmasmi, which means aham means I, and brahmasmi means am Brahman, or the absolute. So I am Brahman. Aham. So that I could, if these texts were in Latin, that would be ego. The aham is ego. I am Brahman. So Brahman is you. The heart is you. That is what you are, the heart. And it's funny because when we come to satsang, many of us, if not most of us, will be considering ourselves to be an individual person here, looking for something. Maybe you're looking for awakening. Maybe you're looking for God. Maybe you're looking for peace. Maybe you're looking for the absolute. Maybe you're looking for enlightenment or self-realization. Whatever it is you're looking for. And then I will maybe be perceived as a teacher who is sharing this. But all this is fiction. All this is illusion. This is a nonsense, you could say. And the only reality is the heart. And the heart is you. The heart is you. It doesn't change. Nothing ever happens in the heart. It never does anything. And that's it. Anything else is illusion. There are appearances of change and the appearances of things happening. And there's the appearance of time and potentially cause and effect and all that kind of stuff. Just as in a dream, there's an appearance of a world and a reality, but the dream's not real. It appears like a mirage, but it's not real. And like when you see a mirage in a desert and you think there's some water there, when you believe the mirage, when you're taken in by the mirage, but when you wake up, you realize, oh, it's just a mirage. There's nothing there. There's no water. You might still be able to see the mirage. You might still see the water in front of you, but that's all an illusion. All there is you. And it might seem like, oh, there's Tom, who's a teacher, and all these other teachers, and then there's my friend over here, and there's like my parents over there, and then good things happen to me and bad things happen to me, and sometimes I feel I've got this, and sometimes I feel I haven't got this, and if I meditate long enough, I'll get it. That's all illusion. That's all illusion. That's all ego, you could say. That's all ego. And the root illusion is the belief that I am a small, separate, limited entity. and that small separate limited entity is also known as the body, or the body mind, or the body mind entity. It's the basic ignorance is to take yourself to be a body mind entity. And to save me saying body mind entity all the time, I could call that a person. So I could say the basic problem, or the basic cause of suffering, or the basic ignorance is to think that you're a person. Or I could use the word ego. That basic belief in separation is called the ego. And when that falls apart, then everything falls apart. The whole illusion is seen through, even though it might still appear. And all there is you. And that's the heart. That's the self. It's called the heart to make it really clear that you don't have to go all around the world. You don't have to go to the Himalayas. You don't even need to come. Listen, guys, you don't even need to come to a Facebook Live event with me to get this. The heart, where's the heart? Well, our heart is within. So the idea is that we don't need to go outside. We don't need to go without. We just need to go within. And that's why it's sometimes called the heart. That's why it's called the self as well in these scriptures. They're just pointing out that it's you. The self, that means you. You've asked, does the heart have anything to do with the physical heart? Basically, it doesn't. Okay? Ramana again made it very clear in the language that he uses, the heart that he talks about has got nothing to do with the physical heart. It's just the self. The self isn't, you can't find it in any particular place, meaning it's everywhere. So you can't say, oh, it's just here. I mean, it's here, but it's not, you can't say it's just here. It's just here. So there's nothing to do with that. And Ramana sometimes talks about a sort of spiritual heart being located on the right of the chest. We won't go into that today. I don't think there's any need to go into that unless you're into some very specific types of practices that he was responding to, I believe, when he spoke about the heart being on the right-hand side. But we can get a bit geeky and a bit technical, and it's not really necessary for most of us to know about that.